Actually made my dinner for the week achievable. That might adjust your top season.
Let's talk about some seasonal occupations, like being a teacher. Then
it's tough to raise one child, let alone, 11 children.
let me tell you, I come over here, I got like 8 to 10 just on Saturday. It was crazy.
So of course everybody was there
with the song that's coming up on Saturday, June 24th, really started because of my own personal journey.
actually made my dinner for the week achievable. That might adjust your top season.
Let's talk about some seasonal occupations, like being a teacher. Then
it's tough to raise one child, let alone, 11 children.
let me tell you, I come over here, I got like 8 to 10 just on Saturday. It was crazy.
So of course everybody was there
with the song that's coming up on Saturday, June 24th, really started because of my own personal journey.
actually made my dinner for the week achievable. That might adjust your top season.
Let's talk about some seasonal occupations, like being a teacher. Then
it's tough to raise one child, let alone, 11 children.
let me tell you, I come over here, I got like 8 to 10 just on Saturday. It was crazy.
So of course everybody was there
with the song that's coming up on Saturday, June 24th, really started because of my own personal journey.
actually made my dinner for the week achievable. That might adjust your top season.
Let's talk about some seasonal occupations, like being a teacher. Then
it's tough to raise one child, let alone, 11 children.
let me tell you, I come over here, I got like 8 to 10 just on Saturday. It was crazy.
So of course everybody was there
with the song that's coming up on Saturday, June 24th, really started because of my own personal journey.
actually made my dinner for the week achievable. That might adjust your top season.
Let's talk about some seasonal occupations, like being a teacher. Then
it's tough to raise one child, let alone, 11 children.
let me tell you, I come over here, I got like 8 to 10 just on Saturday. It was crazy.
So of course everybody was there
with the song that's coming up on Saturday, June 24th, really started because of my own personal journey.
actually made my dinner for the week achievable. That might adjust your top season.
Let's talk about some seasonal occupations, like being a teacher. Then
it's tough to raise one child, let alone, 11 children.
let me tell you, I come over here, I got like 8 to 10 just on Saturday. It was crazy.
So
course, everybody wants to with us on that's coming up on Saturday, June 24th, really started because of my own personal journey. Happy, wonderful Wellness Wednesday, everybody. Hey, sorry we had a little bit of technical difficulties. We know that we ran those commercials a little bit too many times, but welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Our guest, Tony Smith, is joining us. He's coming in. He'll be in momentarily. Hey, Tony, you're almost there. We got you. So, hey, let me tell you something, everyone. We are so excited about this Wellness Wednesday because I have my wonderful friend, Anthony Smith, or Tony. That's what my name for him is Tony. We love that when he comes and joins us and we talk all about meditation and mindset and everything else. So we're just having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're going to bring him on shortly. Let's see. We'll give it another try. See if we could get him in there. Yep. Almost there. Okay. Hey, Tony. Almost there. We don't have you on camera yet. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Oh, looks like you're trying to come on camera with us. So everyone, let me just tell you a little bit about Wellness Wednesday. We try to host these Wellness Wednesdays every other week, right? That's what we try to do. It's been really busy. Life has been lifing. So let me tell you what's going on. We have our fabulous Juneteenth event that's coming up this Saturday. If you watched our Marketing Monday, you would have seen Athenia Rodney, my event partner from Juneteenth NY, on with me. And we're almost there to our Juneteenth event, which is going to be Saturday in Brooklyn at Gershwin Park and Linden Boulevard. It's going to be fantastic. You got to be there. But Thursday, we start our Black Kings event. We have our Saturday, we are having a parade at 8:30. We're having our community festival that starts at 10 o'clock until 6 p.m. And also within that time at 3:30, we have this fantastic fashion show. So that's going to be really, really awesome to watch. So as we get Tony ready to come back on stage, I'm just going to share a little bit with you about what Wellness Wednesday is about. We always try to get some wonderful guests on, or sometimes it's just me talking about wellness or a topic with wellness. And it could be a little bit of anything. It could be seasonal depression. It could be self-care. We've also had the Alzheimer's, Yolise from the Alzheimer's Association on. We've talked about breast cancer. I'm a 6-year breast cancer survivor. We talked about a lot of different things when we talk about Wellness Wednesday. I'm a big, big advocate for self-care. A lot of you who are caregivers, at the time that I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I also was a caregiver for my mom as she was going through Alzheimer's. That was a really tough journey. So with Gold Wellness Circle, we always try to make sure that we're providing resources. We're now a 501c3 nonprofit. We always love to provide resources for caregivers, for people who are going through these journeys as well with health. So connecting you with the right organizations that can help provide support for you is important. We also believe in fitness and exercise and all of that. We think that is something that you should always practice. As a matter of fact, we're going to start some fitness and wellness programming in July. Once we can get through Juneteenth, we're going to plan that in July. And that's going to be super fun, where we incorporate Zumba and yoga and Pilates and sound baths and Reiki and all these different practices into our wellness programming. So look for that. If you go to goldwellnesscircle.com and look on our events page, you'll find more about that. Or you could go to lightofgoldpr.com and you will also see some information as well about that. Yay, he made it.
It was my fault there. I had Zoom on too, so I was wondering what was going on with my volume. And then you had this problem, so I just turned off Zoom. And, I need some meditation.
You need some meditation. That's what we're gonna be talking about. But listen, you are here, Tony, and I'm so excited that you're here. And you know what? It's what I love about you is that you practice what you preach. I mean, I don't have your bio in front of me, but I also know you, and I know a little bit of your story as well. And you love being, I love that you love being the hero in your own story. And so that's so important that you have that. You're the oldest of 11.
Yes, ma'am.
So in your life, with your mom, you've seen a lot of trauma, a lot of unhealthy situations, a lot of violence and everything. You have really risen to the top of reinventing yourself, reinventing your health, releasing, as our friend Rita likes to say. Shout out to Rita Williams. But releasing 60 to 80 pounds, I think. And everybody, Tony, I like to call him Tony. His name is Anthony Smith, but I call him Tony. So we are in something called Fit Fam. That's how we connected. That's how we met. It's been 8 years now, Tony. It's been about 8 or 9 years. It's a little scary. It's been it's getting to be a long time. And we connected over fitness and wellness and health and everything. And when I met Tony, I met his profile first. That was on the Montclair Wise billboard, their little board that said that we want to honor Tony because he's released 60 pounds. I met that poster before I met Tony to find out about his wonderful story. So it's really tremendous what you've been able to do. He's a certified life coach, everybody. So it's amazing how he's been able to shift and reinvent his life. And we, what I love about our Fit Fam, our wellness family, is that we travel wellness together. I walk with the Feisties every Friday. We started that during COVID. With Tony, we're on a meditation call most days of the week. So we walk this journey, and we're not just encouraging you to walk this journey just because it's fun and because we say so. It's because we actually walk it and live it ourselves. And we encourage you in that way as well. So I wanted to share a little bit about your background, Tony. So how do you want to start?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you, Deborah. It's been an absolute honor, to have connected with you. Definitely at a heart level. You've just seen just your growth in your business and the reinventing of your business. And I'm humbled and honored that you gave me the opportunity, just to go into your world pertaining to breast cancer, that you had that much faith in me, just to talk to me about it. That meant a whole lot. And as you talked about before, this organization, FitFam, was a great, just started off as a weight loss challenge, and then we became a culture where we were not only doing losing weight, but we were doing all different types of challenges. We were doing, doing obstacle course races. We were doing marathons and half marathons. We all got together, and then I had an opportunity for myself after releasing the weight to do my first Spartan race. And if you don't know what a Spartan race is, it's got to be one of the hardest things that you can ever do, where you walk or run the terrain of mountains or muddy marshes, and then do anywhere from 20 to 60 obstacles. And I did that the first time with our trainer Ted for the first time. So that was like one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. So thank you very much for that. I just wanted to, again, thank you, and I'm honored. I would like to talk real quickly, and we can go back and forth on this, Deborah, on meditation. But I just tell you, I'm the oldest of 11 children, and came out of a lot of trauma. And again, I honor and I respect my mother and father because they did what they did, because that's what they knew. But what was important was in the process, I was able just to gain this determination to make some changes out of my life, and one can't coming from the aspect of fitness and energy. And I started to do a lot of other things there. I can't see you, Deborah. I don't know if you're still there or not.
I'm here, Tony. I just want to spotlight you. That's all.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's all right.
Yeah, thank you so much. So it's been an incredible ride. Again, I have adapted, fitness as something in essence that's really changed the trajectory of my life, because with fitness gave me the opportunity to do some things which was like more important, was to work on each area of my life, mainly the family aspect of it. Again, by doing the fitness and doing the other things, and definitely the meditation, gave me the opportunity, Deborah and folks, to be able to be transparent about my walk. This is something that in essence most people don't like to talk about. But I gained a lot of courage by, doing the fitness thing, and it just kind of revolutionized my life, so much so that I became last year the Grand Marshal of Sophia, which helps domestic violence victims. I was the first male to do that, only because I was able just to be open about my walk, about what happened, gaining forgiveness for my family. So I just wanted to tell you just a little bit why that's important to me. Two of the main things that have been helpful for me, especially as I went through FitFam and joined my my organization, Heroic, which is a social platform whose mission is to change the world of individuals by helping them activate the best version of themselves, was two things that was helpful for me. Was number one, concentrating on my fundamentals, and number two, having a tribe. I've had some wonderful tribes in my life, which propelled me, just to do the things to help my family and to, concentrate on my mission. FitFam, absolutely. My meditation group, my yoga group, my CrossFit group. I've had a lot of groups that propelled me. So that was one, my tribe. The second thing was the fundamentals. And the fundamentals went from a whole lot of journaling. I did affirmations and visualizations. But the one thing that was big that changed the trajectory of my life was this thing called meditation. I don't know if you've ever heard of meditation before, if you did it before, but it's like changed my life. And I'm sure some of you would say, well, meditation, that takes too long. That's too boring. I can't do that. And you know what? You could be right. You could be absolutely right about that. But if I were to ask you, if there was something that can help you in life come through as a sense of peace and serenity, would that be helpful? What if I told you that in that you were able just to reduce anxiety, increase in contentment? And what if I told you there was a variety of great effects, such as having better self-esteem, empathy? What about trust? Improved memory? What about strengthening your mind? Willpower? Attention training? And what if I told you that you could be able to have all that and it came into a pill and it didn't cost you anything? Would you do it?
So that's the question for everybody. You
Yeah.
can drop it in the comments, drop it wherever you can, because my team is actually checking the comments to see who's responding. But yeah, would you do it? Everybody that's watching, would you do it? That's a great question, Tony.
So as you're thinking about it, it exists, and it is meditation. And before I tell you a little bit about it, and we can go back and forth about it, Deborah, is what I'd like you to do is, if you have somewhere where you're not driving, and if you can just sit up straight in your chair, or just sit still or stand still, and for 1 minute, what we're going to do is we're going to be silent, and I want you to hear my prompts. I'm going to tell you to breathe in for 4 times, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. On 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4 for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4 for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4 for 1, 2, 3, 4. Last time. Inhale for 1 through your nose. 2. Chin up. 3, 4. Hold for 4 for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4 for 1, 2, 3, 4. Open your eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just meditated. You just meditated.
You just meditated, and see, that was not that hard.
It wasn't hard.
It's not difficult. It's not hard to do. We have something, there's a term, right, Tony? You've actually introduced me to it, even though I'm sure it's been around forever, that monkey mind. That monkey mind, right? I will be honest with you, I'm running on all cylinders in so many different areas that it takes time for me to calm my brain down to be able to even sit and be still. And so it's a practice, and it's doable if you just don't put the pressure on yourself to do 45 minutes at a clip. Look at maybe a minute, just like Tony said, work up to 5 minutes, work up to 10. I'm now up to 20 minutes. I'd love to be able to get to 45, but I'm up to 20. That was a stretch for me to be able to sit still. And I'm telling you, now I've been able to harness the power of meditation, where if I know I don't have time and I'm super stressed and anxious, right, that I can do it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and I feel renewed. I feel refreshed, you know? So think about it from that perspective, the breath, the breathing, the focus, clearing your mind and everything. Meditation is so powerful.
One of the things, thank you, Deborah, you're absolutely right. And you have to understand that what the society, American society, has done is there's an environment of where you're more nervous, you're more mindless, you're angrier, you're anxious, and you're depressed. The reason why is that we've been bombarded with all types of impulses in which we cannot handle. Our senses are not developed to handle this type of information. The lack of, what would it mean to you to have more concentration? What would it mean to you to have more attention? Let me just tell you about attention. Attention is probably the number one asset that you can ever have, where you can be able to be in the world of your clients, of your family, of anyone, where you can be able, just instead of looking off somewhere else, you're able just to be into that world. What would that mean to you? And what attention is the ability to put your focus where you want, when you want, for how long you want. Again, this is important. Where you want, when you want, and how important you want. And let me just tell you why that's important for me, and how, in essence, with some clients, has been helpful for me, where I'm able to, through the meditation, through the silence, through the stillness, able to not only listen to people at a head level like we mostly do, but I can able to hear them at a heart level, because my attention is focused in on that. How important would that be for you?
So 2 things, Tony. We have 2 comments. So
okay, all right.
For the comments, right? So
all right.
First comments, lettuce are us. AB's Dental. Didn't know it's just easy and you can do it anywhere you are.
Yes.
Isn't that powerful? Anywhere that you are, you could do meditation, right, Tony?
And you can do it absolutely anywhere. And here's the thing, here's quiet as it's kept, guys. Meditation is mindfulness. So you can be able to do, you don't have to sit down to do meditation. Meditation could be you brushing your teeth, you washing the dishes, you taking a walk. Just something, in essence, you are paying attention to the activity that you are doing, which is, in essence, incredible. So it's just, you can be able to do it at any time. So yes, and again, it's, a minute, or it can be, you can go to a weekend Vipassana and, do that, But in essence, what you're trying to do, and so this how important this is, me coming from trauma, one of the greatest things that happened to me with the meditation is it gave me this sense of emotional management. Now, when you're coming out of trauma and you're seeing your mom getting beaten up, or you're seeing your brothers and sisters beaten up, you've had this, this fight or flight, constitution. I've worked on myself in such a way in which, in essence, it's calmed it down incredibly. So, I mean, you don't have to go through trauma. You can go through, pertaining to a deadline date at your job, or a situation pertaining to your family. You want to be able just to still yourself through this sense of mindfulness to calm your nerves down, if that makes sense.
Yes. Thanks so much, Tony. We have another comment and a question from Megan.
Okay. Sure.
Megan wants to know, hey, Megan, and thank you, Lettuce Eyes, for that first question, that first comment. Megan wants to know if you have any tips for beginners, people who are just starting the journey and they need to understand. Any tips for beginners for meditation?
Thank you very much, Megan. I appreciate that. Thanks for being on the call. This is what I tell anyone, especially if they're into self-improvement or really serious and want to do it. And it's like anything else, but what has compelled me, Deborah, and Megan, more so than anything, is to find out why I'm doing the meditation. You know, what was my why? You know, what is your why? Why do you want to do this? That would probably be the first question I ask you. And another question I would ask you would be, other than yourself, who else would benefit by you doing meditation? And let me give you an example on this, Megan. I did the meditation not only because I wanted just to calm my nerves down and also to have emotional management, but I wanted to do it so I could be able to be an example for my brothers and sisters and to change the family history. See, what was happening with the trauma in my life was many of my brothers and sisters were going through the same thing. And I have a great relationship with, you know, people outside my family, but inside my family, there is this dynamic in which we don't get along because of the trauma. And my goal has been, you know, I'm just been fervent on this. It was, how can I be able to change that and change my situation without not only my brothers and sisters, but my nieces and nephews. And I've done a lot of changes. So that's a real deep, I want you to understand, that's a real deep why for me. Your why could be just something, and anybody's why is great, but you have to find out why you're doing it. So that would be the first thing. The second thing is, this is important. Be compassionate of yourself. Be incredibly compassionate, because anything new, you know, it's going to get frustrating. You're going to think, you know, I stop think, you know, I'm thinking all over. I'm thinking about, you know, a bologna sandwich. I got all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Just understand that you're always going to have thoughts with meditation. But the goal is to be able just to see whatever happens in your brain and allow it to pass by. It's okay. So compassion was saying that you're doing something new. Give yourself credit because of it and allow it to happen. You'll get better. So that would be the second thing, which would be compassion. The third thing is, think about, just by you doing this, the benefits of it. You know, by you having this type of calmness and, you know, attention, who benefits from it? You know what I mean? Maybe, you know, with your significant other, you know, you can be able to have great conversations because, you know, you're not coming from a place of, you know, angst, but more of peace. That was one of the things I definitely wanted to use it for. So, but those are the main things right there. And willpower. Think about this. You know, if you are like, you know, trying to, using Deborah's words, release weight, you know, thank you, Rita, release weight, or, you know, your willpower, what meditation does, it widens the gap. I want you to hear this. It widens the gap between stimulus and response, which means something happens. How do you respond? Not react to it, but respond. So in essence, you could be able just to not react to certain things, but you can be able to see it for what it is and have an empowering response. So think about some of the things that can help you with. That's what meditation does. It does so many things, you know. Can't hear you, Deborah. Can't hear you.
That's what it does. Sorry about that, everybody. It does so many things. It's so powerful. Thank you, Tony, for sharing that. The key thing is don't beat yourself up if you, I mean, nobody's giving you a test. Nobody's grading you. You know, just go ahead, try it out. You'll start to feel the benefits of it. When you can feel calmness in the midst of a storm. And when I say a storm, it could be a mental storm, emotional, it could be physical. A storm could be any of those things, and more. When you could feel that calmness in the midst of it, It could be a couple of things. It could be spirituality, your relationship with God. It could be some other practices, but it also can be attributed to meditation. For me, I love practicing extreme self-care. And when I say extreme, I get up and pray. I'm a Christian. I go to church every other Sunday. I work out as much as I can every day. I meditate. I do any and all of it because I feel that God is using me as a vessel to help other people. And if I can't help anybody else, I have to put the mask on me first, right? So I have to make sure that I'm straight and that I do everything that I need to do to take care of me before I could do any of this other stuff, And so I think extreme self-care is just critical to be able to practice it. But Megan, anybody else who's watching, just give it a try and don't put so much pressure on yourself because it doesn't have to be a perfect practice, right, Tony? That's the thing. Yes. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just do your best with it. And I love the fact that, Tony and I have had different journeys, but some of the same, right? And I think even for me, we could talk a little bit about mindset now. Meditation is awesome. Mindset is awesome as well, because when you adjust your mindset, you can accomplish just about anything. And I know that even for me, when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I had it was probably the most scariest thing, the scariest thing I've ever gotten in my entire life. Hearing those words, you have breast cancer. It's scary. It's 4 little words, but it's very powerful. And my mind just like spun around. I wasn't even thinking about myself. I was thinking about how am I going to take care of my mom? What about my husband? I didn't even think about anybody else. But over time, and with the help of FitFam members like Rita, who helped her husband and dad navigate cancer. She was the first person I reached out to. Dorna, who was also part of so it's reaching out to the community of wellness family that we have that helped me through. But it was also me leaning into my faith, me praying, and God just telling me, you are not going to die from this, but I do need you to tell everybody about your journey, which was the scariest thing I've had to do in my life because it was such a private journey, but it ended up being the biggest blessing because when I shared it, the community of survivors that I didn't even know existed on Facebook, on all of the social media, in my business groups, going to chamber meetings, I can sit with you, for treatment. I had this kind of cancer. Didn't even know it. But if I didn't tell anybody, nobody would know. And then all the resources, the people who came to help, to support, that wouldn't have happened if I just kept it to myself. So the mindset of positivity that I had to keep going was help with the Fit family, but it was also, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to think positively. And I'm just going to put one foot in front of the other to get to the end game. So the most important picture that I've shared on my Gold Wellness Circle website has been me at that. And you remember this, Tony, when I did the cherry blossom, the 10K.
Yeah.
And when I did that, I did that in celebration with the Fit family. And it was it was my last treatment. What I did not know as I was streaming was, why were my feet not working? My feet were working differently. Well, I didn't realize that because of the chemo, which I went through a 1-year journey of treatment, I now have neuropathy. I didn't realize that at the time, but I was determined to finish that race, and everybody from the Fit family waited for me to finish that 2 hours. Yes, and Joanna, I love you, Joanna. She came and got me. She came and found me to finish the rest of that race because my feet were just like, they weren't working the same way, but having a community, knowing that you're going to get through something, knowing that you're going to get to the other side and adjusting your self-talk to not talk negatively about yourself or to yourself. Don't call yourself stupid. Don't call yourself these names that you call. You treat yourself better. You treat other people better than you treat yourself. Don't do that. Love on yourself first, and then it should go out to other people. But a lot of times we love other people, and the talk that we give ourselves, it's not healthy. So making sure that we're doing that is so important, just to adjust our mindset a little bit in order to accomplish the things that running businesses, multiple businesses, all these events. I couldn't do any of this stuff if I wasn't positive, if I didn't speak well of myself, if I didn't trust God, if I didn't get up every day and most days of the week and do meditation. The half the things I would not be able to do if I didn't practice a positive mindset. Yes. It's important.
Deborah, that is pretty powerful. Again, what I talked about was the aspect of, again, I talked about the tribe. We're talking about mindset here, but also talked about the fundamentals. And if you understand what a fundamental is, it's like, if you're building a house, they use the term how high. The higher you build a house, the deeper the foundation must be. So that means that as how high you go, that's where your fundamentals are so critical in your success. And the fundamentals is something that you do on a consistent basis. For me, what got me through this whole process, along with meeting my wonderful tribe, was again the meditation, was again the journaling, was it again the affirmations. Affirmations were like everything, as you said before, your language, like the term that you use, Deborah, about releasing. We use the term releasing weight instead of losing weight, because when you are losing weight, you're expecting to find it back. Releasing means you voluntarily let it go and don't want it to come back. So again, it is about your language. That's something that I did not know, because I was always hearing a lot of negativity from my father, and I had to recondition myself. So that's a fundamental. Visualization, being able to see yourself bigger than what most people thought you were. How big is that? Along with another fundamental, the exercising. Exercising revolutionized my life, where I was able to meet the Fit Fam, and they encouraged me, or being around the Spartans, doing something I never thought I could do, and they propelled me. These are the achievers who said you can do it, believing in me more than I believed in myself. That's what you want if you're looking to get goals and go forward. These are some of the basic things that you need to be, or you deserve to be around, your fundamentals and your tribe, to have that type of mindset. Because success, it's a challenge, but how bad do you want it? And for me, being able to have that situation where I don't want to see women or men abused. I want men to be more open about their feelings. That's something, in essence, that's near and dear to my heart. And I wanted to be able to have that energy to propel me toward my dreams. What's important for you? And so these are some of the things that help me with my mindset. And if I'm off as far as my mindset, I can always go back to, did I exercise enough? Did I get enough sleep? Sleep is like a huge thing for me. Sleep is probably my number one self-care thing, because I go to bed at 7 o'clock. Don't laugh. I go to bed at 7 o'clock because I know what sleep does. It not only is the pillar of my success, it's the foundation, because I have enough sleep. I eat right. I have enough sleep. I'm more agreeable. So sleep has been everything to me. So these are the strategies that you have to put you in the right, if you're serious about having the right mindset. Deb?
Yes. Hey, Tony, I am back. So, yes, thank you for all of that. I know that you live it. I know that we live it, the meditation and the mindset. I know we've gone over today, everybody, but we hope that you
Honor.
enjoyed this. We usually do a 30-minute live. Today it was closer to 40 minutes, 45 minutes, but we hope we helped you today and that you learned a lot about how you can take care of yourself and how you can incorporate meditating and a positive mindset. Just put that in as part of your life now. Just go ahead and adopt it as a strategy for your self-care, as a strategy to be successful. I know Tony talked about going to bed at 7, but what he didn't say is that he gets up at 2. Okay. So he left that part out. He gets up at 2 a.m. And that is amazing to me because one of my things that I deal with is insomnia. So I'm always trying to get more and more rest. That is also, and I'm sure there's other people that suffer from that too. That's one of the parting gifts of having cancer and being on chemo and everything else was a little bit of insomnia. But it's like anything else. It's a practice. It's a practice. Every day, I don't beat myself up if I stay up too late. Tomorrow's another day. I try to get it right the next day, and that's my approach. It's like Rome wasn't built in a day. The bad thing is when we beat ourselves up, for not doing something, because it is a journey. Is it what you say, Tony, with all of this? It's a practice, it's a journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I with my clients, and I like to close out a 1-minute meditation, but
Yes.
with my clients, and I can leave my number if anybody is open
Yes,
to like two main things that's just so important, in this, we're doing this practice and working on ourselves is number one, having this deep sense of self-awareness, which is you've had behaviors and habits, all your life, and so they're ingrained. So to be able to make those changes, it's going to take some time, whether it's journaling, whether it's getting a life coach, whether it's therapy. It could be a lot of things. You want to be able to pay attention, be the witness of your own behaviors. Now, that might sound woo-woo, but you have to really understand that sometimes it takes an objective person of yourself to be able to see certain things that you're doing may or may not work. And what are you going to do about it? And how you're going to keep accountable. So self-awareness is a huge thing. The second thing we just talked about before, but I cannot stress it more. Please be self-compassionate of yourself. You know what I mean? For me, it was big because African-American male talking about, therapy and trauma, especially on the internet, you know what I mean? It's no way I would do that, but I did it and I gave myself credit because, as you said, Deborah, I put it out there because it was not only me being free, but giving other people the permission to do the same thing. Because there are people out there like you who are waiting for you to make the change, but they can't do it unless you do it. You have the courage to do it because you're making the change of people around your area, but you're also helping other people. How important is that to you? And so that's all I wanted to say about that. If you're, interested, you can always get in contact with Deborah, with the coaching or just need me to talk, but I appreciate the opportunity. I'd like to close it out unless Deborah still wanted to go.
So I'm just going to say this before we would love to close out with meditation. We invite all of you to participate. I will spotlight Tony, but before we do that, anybody who wants to be a guest on Gold Wellness Circle, make sure you go to goldwellnesscircle.com. Go ahead and join our list, message us. We try to do this every other week. We kind of, we need to get back into that again, but we feel like this is something that you need. And also we have some wellness programming coming up. in New York and New Jersey, but we realize that we're going to have to keep doing as much virtual as we can for those of you who are not local to us, so that we can also support you on your wellness journey. So we want to continue and do some more things virtually. Of course, Wellness Wednesday is mostly virtual, but sometimes we go in person and we go on location and we go to, yoga studio. We went to our friend Elsie's store. So we went there, we did a live there. So we will be doing that. So please go to goldwellnesscircle.com. Look for the next date, join our list so we can stay in touch with you. Lightofgoldpr.com is our website for our PR marketing firm, which is 18 years old now. So we can help you with press, marketing, branding, digital events. Our Juneteenth event will probably have up to about 30,000 people participating. It's going to be huge, and we have a couple of booths there. So please connect with us in every way that you can. Last but not least, thank you so much, Tony. He's a fantastic life coach. So please, if you want to, definitely hire him for life coaching. Okay, think about that as number one. But in all these practices that he provides, it's all based on his personal journey. So if you need his phone number, his website, you can message us. You want to share that, Tony, before we go ahead and close out with a meditation?
I'll give you my phone number right now. It's 732-207-4240. That's 732-207-4240. The website, as far as the coaching of my organization, is heroic.us. Again, it's a platform that assists people in being their greatest self, just being able to close the gap on who you are right now and who you deserve to be. So,
yes. So reach out to Tony and find out everything that he's doing. And now I'm going to spotlight Tony. Thanks, everybody, for hanging with us and watching. Thank you. We hope you enjoyed this. Hang with us. I still see the same people that started with us. I see you. That's awesome. You hung with us all this time. So we are going to close out with a meditation led by Tony. So I am going, or Anthony Smith, which is his proper name. So I could call him Tony.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight him so he could go ahead and close us out with meditation. Thanks so much, everybody.
Thank you, guys. This is going to be a short meditation. Again, it's going to be 2 minutes, but me and Deborah and myself there, we've been together for about 5 years on the meditation through COVID, got us through COVID on Zoom. And we did something called a silent meditation. But there are also other different types of meditation, such as, breath meditation and mantra meditation. What I'm going to do is just ring a bell and just add a couple there so you can get an idea of what the meditation is. Just 2 minutes. Allow yourself just to, if you're feeling a little angst or, the day is kind of challenging to you, allow yourself this time so you can be able just to be in the moment. If you're getting thoughts, it's okay. And just follow my lead. On 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 5 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 5 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale deeply. Positivity, love, respect, attention. Exhale. Negativity. Let it go. Self-actualization. You can do it. Inhale. radiate, what would it mean to be able to meditate? Exhale. Who benefits? 2, 3. 2 more times. Inhale for 1, 2. You deserve. Exhale. One last time. Inhale deeply for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as we close out, I want you to silently say to yourself, I am enough. I deserve the best. I deserve the best. On 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bless you. Thank you for the opportunity, Deborah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Thank you, Tony. This was phenomenal. Anthony Smith, and I'm Deborah Dixon-Anderson with Light of Gold PR and Gold Wellness Circle. Join us next time. We're going to bring Tony back, right? We could almost have Tony on every other week. Okay? I know you need it. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful Wellness Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Deborah.
Bye. Thank you. All right. So we are going to exit real quick. Bye.